Oh my God.
Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which, honey, I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, it just starts whenever it wants, but at the end of the day, hopefully mildly, somewhat sweet.
All right, so right now we're talking 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 5, Episode 12, Little Post, Big World.
Yeah.
Okay, why they're using their their own show? Like
Yeah.
um what'd you think of this episode overall?
Um, Listen, it was very confusing, and the best moment for me happened not really in the episode, but the transition from the last episode, the end of the episode to the coming attractions,
Okay.
which suddenly was like, what? And that was the best part of the episode.
Oh,
And yeah,
to me, Danielle just showing her ass again was the best part of the episode. Was like not even Danielle. I really think that we could dive deep into Johan's idea of what she should be doing, which is like so interesting to me because I didn't know that that was truly his stance.
I agree.
And so I'm like, oh, has he said this to her to her face?
Wait, so you think that she should be, again, completely submissive, traditional? You're the head of the household. You're the man. You're very big. You're very strong. You are, like you want to be able to make decisions. You want all of that. But you want her to also protect and provide for you?
Because she's American?
What?
And he's like, well, you wanted to live here, so you need to pay for everything. And I said, oh, so the opposite is if that you all had gone to the US, you would pay for everything?
Great
Still
point.
no. The answer is still no. So
Mhm.
either way it goes, you're not paying for everything. So she might as well take her American dollar and spend it in the Dominican Republic than take your ass to New York City where you could find a younger version of her. Like, it's crazy.
Why did she marry him? If she did, like,
Because the
just
spirits told her to or whatever. Remember, she was walking across the hotel foyer and she saw him and she's like, that's going to be my husband.
yeah,
She's
no.
a bruja.
You're absolutely right. But basically, Johan is working out with his cousin,
Oh, let's
and
talk about
Johan. What?
them. Let's jump in and talk about. Let me
Yeah.
put the
Oh, I
picture.
figured we were. So Johan is working out with his cousin. We know that Johan has had ups and downs in his fitness career, like whether, and I say that because for some reason he can't be doing it now. For some reason, there's no fitness jobs anywhere at any of the resorts now. He's not good enough. I mean, listen, here's the thing. Johan has already been on a show for like 3 years. So there are, I'm assuming, and tell me if I'm wrong, some rich people somewhere, dumb, rich, wherever, resort, whatever, that would absolutely pay this person who's basically a reality star to come lead a class every now and then.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense that it really does feel like you said in the beginning that it was Danielle showing her ass, but I feel like this episode it was him. I feel like she's been showing her ass, and she, like the first season was all about how like strong-willed and overbearing she was, and now we realize that he wants her to like be as I said, like his definition of a traditional wife. At the same time, he is not willing to do anything to be a husband, which I think is, not dignified. It loses my respect for him, because at the same time, I'm not saying that like, we have to live in patriarchal societies where like men do this, but he is. So he is doing that. So if he's going to put the demands on her that he wants this or that, then like you have to be doing something.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think he quit his job because he married an American.
Yeah, because he married an American mommy that throws now parties for him for his birthdays, just like American mommies do. Like if they were in, like I'm surprised if there was a Chuck E. Cheese, it'd be at a Chuck E. Cheese.
So he's working out with his cousin
Mm-hmm.
and he's talking to his cousin about los problemas with
Mm-hmm.
con Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he's upset is because his cousin has reinforced to him that his cousin has met an American woman not the cousin. The cousin's friend met an American
Mhm,
woman,
mhm, mhm.
and that American woman pays for everything. And that is what happens. That is the benefit of marrying an American woman. And he would not have married her had he known that she wasn't going to do that, because it's not right. She should give him, not only pay for his life, but also give him his papeles so that he can go to the United States and make more money for his family. But she's not doing that. But then she's also not, they just rent everything. It doesn't make any sense to him. And I said, if you don't understand that, if you're going to New York City, that's all it is rent. So like, you truly don't, it's like, it feels crazy that you're talking about the fact that you think she's wasting money by not like buying a house or buying a car, when in the States you don't, you pay for those things monthly. Like, that is what it is. You renting all the time. Either way it goes, you're paying rent a month, or paying something, mortgage, rent, car note, whatever, lease, you're paying something a month for these things. And so he's like talking about it, and I just like, wow, it's just like listening to somebody who just has no idea what he's talking about talk about things as though has she never tried to explain it to him. And now I'm starting to think that she has, and he just doesn't believe her.
Mhm. He doesn't. That's exactly it. She does. She doesn't. She has. I've seen it in other episodes. He doesn't believe it. He 100% believes in America it's so easy to do things, like, and so this is yeah, I can't stand this. They have a conversation. Oh no, they go, first of all, like, again, yes, he wants to not rent a place, wants to rent a car. They go car shopping, okay? My God. For some reason in the DR, babes, it's like, to buy a car that would be $4,000 in America
Yeah.
is $30,000 there. And it has to be because of like the import. I mean, I just like, I couldn't, I mean, no one, I mean, how can anyone have a car there? I mean, I couldn't, like, $30,000. She's like, yeah, I could get a BMW for that. I'm like, yeah, you absolutely could. I'm not gonna get a new one. You could
Yeah.
absolutely get a low level BMW for $30,000. You get a 2018 five, whatever. I
My
drive Mercedes.
car is like 30 something. Like, I don't know how much it is. But what I'm saying is like, and I have an SUV, and he turns on this car, the salesperson turns on this car that doesn't even start. And she's
Babes.
like, and he's like, yeah, you should just buy this car because it costs us $30 a day or whatever to rent. And yeah, he's like, I've been working all my life in the DR, and I have gotten nowhere. And I was like, that is what it is here in the US too. Most people do work all their lives and get nowhere.
She lays into him. She's like, what the fuck do you think you're gonna do? Come to America and like buy Amazon? Speaking nose, she like kind of lays into him or
Yeah,
whatever.
she does. When the truth is, if they go back to New York City, he could fully survive the next 50 years never learning English. So but the truth is that he will never make as much money as is required for her to pay 50-50 if he doesn't. I mean, unless honestly, this is what it is. Unless he works like as a busboy or some kind of service industry kind of job where he makes a bunch of money in tips, or be like a stripper. Like, unless he does something where he makes a bunch of money in tips, which is like a hard nightlife type of life. I mean, that's really the only time that he's going to make probably enough money. But even then, it's a rat race. Like, you at some point you want to move on up, but when you've been a busboy for 10 years, where are you going to go? Like, if you don't speak English, right? So he's going to have to learn. So maybe he could be like a good server somewhere, or, get his bricklayer's license or something, join a union. Like, there's things he can do. But she's like, I guess she feels like he doesn't have the initiative because they've been together for guess how long, and he hasn't learned English.
Yeah, and probably isn't working.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, he had the like butchery thing. Yeah. I don't know, my love. But do you want to move on?
Yep.
Do you want to take a commercial?
Yep.
Great. See how easy it is, Danielle and Johan, to actually communicate as a couple? See, all you got to do, talk.
I don't know, 30. Season 5, EP 12, Little post big world. I really hate that my S's and my 5s look almost similar. I don't know how to fix it. I've been trying to fix it ever since we've had season 5 of this one and season 5 of Love After Lockup.
Do you make your 5s like this? Wait.
Yes.
And you make your S's like this?
No.
How do you make your S's?
I make my S's like
No, well, that's your problem. That's your problem. No, why is there? That's your problem right there. I spotted it. You know what?
I know, Chris. It
Okay.
upsets me. I'm trying to figure out how to not do it.
Okay, sorry, you're right. So I isolated it.
Every time I do
that flat top, honey. Give that flat top a fucking curve.
Every time I do
an S curve.
I have to literally think about it. Like I want to
go up.
Okay.
Go.
No, it's a round. It's a top. The round. Okay. So okay, this is how. Okay, you can't see this. It's fine. I just want to show you. I'm gonna take a picture of it so I can send it to you. Let you know what the problem is. It really fucking bothers me.
Well, I found it. Well, then you have a solution.
I now have to I can't just write the letter S. I have to think about it. It's so annoying. Okay.
Okay. Want to do something?
No.
I want
40. Okay, we're back. Thank you so much for listening to that commercial fully. So next couple that we are going to talk about, let's just talk about Sarper and In the City. So his back hurts because he slept on the couch, and they talk about how very sexual compatible they are, and in fact she's screaming her head off, and security called and was like, turn your TV down, and he's like, I don't have TV. Oh, it's her TV. So yeah.
His accent is interesting. He says V for W, kind of like Dracula. Watching. He has like a Dracula accent a little bit.
I want to watch TV.
Yeah, so we we get another one of the Sage the Crotched scenes. We've gotten this with the Dempsey Stadler, it's like this person, which obviously we know that he is a disgusting dirty dick, and so she takes out the sage and tries to rib the dick of the spirits or whatever. I mean, there's not enough sage in the entire world, you know what I'm saying? But we've already seen this, so sometimes I'm like, the producers know that we've already seen this because they know we just watched it. This season is happening at the same time as your other season before the 90-day. And it's just you have to assume that we're watching both. You assholes. You can't just give us the same dumb scene. It's too soon. Does anyone watch both shows and just cross be hey, you know what? The weird thing is we just did that over here. No one does that, Matt Sharp. We'll do it for you, And by the way, I hope you had a great party. Anyway, God bless. This is my invitation. It's fine. But let me tell you what happens in this scene. There'll be so much of you listening. No, we totally will be there next time. Next 10 years. Anyway, God bless. So then we get a whole horrible thing where he comes in. He's like, want me to obey you? Have you been watching your weight? You know what I'm saying?
And then she's like, oh, don't you think she's trying to be a little bit like Kim Kardashian? I know I've said this before, but her voice is just okay,
always.
Great. Her voice is like, oh, why you want to weigh? She weighs 132 and he's 4 pounds, and she's bubble oh, and then he explains it away by being like, I'm not a dick, I'm a trainer, okay, and I don't like muscular women. So that 4 pounds is 4 pounds of muscle. And then we find out that he styles her, which I'm not mad at. I just feel like the fact that she's this is the best, and he had me at highlighter. The fact that she loves the fact, and I'm going to use this statement, this word, and maybe it's on PC, I don't know for sure, but he's so metro, and she loves that.
There's so many things happening. It's he's that, but also he wants to pretend that he's okay. So anyway, a deep dive on him, and this is on Patreon, an exclusive, is that his TikTok is full of absolutely videos on how to do different things to a bad boy. He calls himself the retired bad boy, of course. Shekinah being the person that put him out of business. But like his videos have titles like "How to Make a Bad Boy Crazy for You" and "How do you understand a bad boy loves you?" and just like all of that kind of shit, right? So, um, whether he's like aiming for that, but like he wants to be again like a bad boy. Is metrosexual. Then we kind of get into like a super kind of like weird alpha trait where she is like, for some reason, like just like an object in some sort of like like ultra. I don't know, like
It feels
weird,
like
very conservative kind of way. But at the same time, I kind of want her to give us an ounce of understanding, like, guys, I'll just be honest. I love really dominant, fucked up, kind of like disgusting men. I like it.
no, she would say, guys, I really like for my man to tell me what to do, what to dress. I like when he's put together. I just enjoy this. It's my kink. I want him to tell me about my weight because it shows me that he's paying attention to me and loves me.
He cares
And
about my body and my health.
yeah,
And
it
that's his
validates.
expertise. And so, yeah, like, I mean,
Yes. But instead, she just lets him do it. And then it's just like, it's a red flag that Sarper doesn't want to do this. And I'm not going to have that because I've had bad boys in the past and I know what to do and I'm not accepting it. And it's like, but you are though. So I don't understand what's happening. But she does kind of put her foot down in certain things. But when she likes, like the fact that he wants to pair her outfit, she's like, he's actually really good at it. She leans into that. And I can see that that's what she wants. But then he does shit that like makes her go, I can't be submissive to you if you won't post a picture of me. Like, I can't do this thing for you if you won't change your fucking bed. So I will give you what you want, but you must give me what I want.
mhm.
And so in that tug of war, I see that and I see how she's interested in and like if honestly, if they have the best sex, and like I get that as well. But if I were her, I would make him never say again his body count because he keeps saying it. And
Yeah, because
she
he thinks it's great.
yes, and she thinks it's disgusting, but she's like, also, it's the best. The best dick
Oof.
I've ever had.
I
What do you think of this grand bazaar? Would you like to go
Oh,
to
well, yeah.
Turkey?
Take me
Just
there.
to
Take me
yeah,
there right now. They wanna
okay.
go, yeah, this can you take me to a Grand Bazaar, take me to all of the, like, colored glass lamps, honey, like, to all the smells, like, I'll smell them all, like, I don't really like Turkish delights, like that specific kind. It's like I think it's a dessert or whatever, like, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's what Edward like threw his family away in the w- w- uh it's what Edwin threw his family away for in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I've had it and it's not good.
What she said. Yeah, no, it's not. It's like,
Edwin, Turkish delights. It's like the
I obviously
shittiest
didn't.
candy, shittiest thing ever. You tasted it? It's gross, right?
No, I have tasted it. It's gross, but like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, is that a Disney movie or another kind of just like off brand movie? Do you hate me?
Hmm. It's actually not a Disney movie,
I
and
s-
it's also not off-brand. So, like, for you to say that this shit is off-brand is like
pissed,
wild.
pissed. She's so
You
mad.
evil bitch.
Okay.
You don't know what the did you read a lot growing up? Like read a lot of like all the books of like
I
things?
know you. I read a lot of yeah. I read. Like it's so funny because I read
Judy
like
Blume.
I read a lot of R.L. Stein. Read a lot of like Beverly Cleary. I was really into like Catherine Cole Birdie. I just like stopped reading when I sort of like had to. What happens is I start to get into AP literature classes because I'm brilliant
Mm.
and also really bad
Mhm.
at math. So I'm so like would be in remedial math, but like I had
Yeah.
I was in like a preparatory school. So once I started to get into those high level classes, I stopped reading for fun. So then all the
Mm.
books that I read, after like, 7th and 8th grade, start to turn into like all the books that we had to read, you
Okay.
know?
Yeah, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is a book about a family of siblings who find a wardrobe in the house they move into, and it takes them to another land where they're like whatever in it. But it's one of those books that you read that is like wildly popular, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I can't think of any other books off the top of my head that are like it, but it's one of those staples. And they made movies out of them. So there's also that. Many times.
Well,
Many
you
times.
know, I'll put it on the list. But let's go back to what I did watch this episode of Love or Lockup. So, they take, you know, their Grand Bazaar picture, and it's like a kissy face picture, and she likes it, and she wants to post it on her social media, and he is like, double hell no, you're public.
Did you see the immediate filter? Like when they
Um,
show us the picture, I mean, Chris, I was like, you guys have already done everything you can to sculpt your face to be perfect, and you can't even take a picture without a filter? That's crazy.
Well, here we are.
Okay.
So, then also then the conversation is about social media in itself, and then she wants him to post. Now his whole conversation is, you shouldn't do it because I'm protecting you from what? From all the people that will get at you. Well, then who got, you know, you're not. I have been with players, and this is what they always say, and it's because you don't want me to post because other women will know that you're with someone. I don't fucking care if people come at me. What do I care? He's like, people will stalk you. People stalk me. You don't understand. She's like, well, why do people stalk you then? Is it because they think you're in a relationship with them? And he's like, no. And she's like, what am I supposed to believe? What am I supposed to believe? That you just have the best D in all of Budapest or all of Turkey, honey. And like, where are they? They're Turkey. They're in Turkey. I'm so sorry. It's just because I get them. You know what it is? People get. By the way,
Rosvin, you get Rosvin and
yes.
Sarpa
Okay. You know,
mixed?
it's like there was a couple people on the show for both because again, I'm really mad at 90 Day for putting on both these at the same time. There were so many people that I would get mildly confused with, and their places and time and whatever. But here we are. So basically, later on, she and him go on some boat, and he is like so excited, like, babe, guess what I did? Look at your phone. And he's wearing like a red cardigan, like wrapped around his like shoulders, honey, whatever. God bless. He looks at her phone, and he has just posted the picture on his stories with just a heart, not tagged her, not nothing. What?
Okay, one, I
What?
thought it was a very sweet gesture. Two, he's wearing
So
like
did
a
he.
blanket, the boat blanket. And then then because he didn't bring a jacket and he told her to bring one and he didn't. And then
You know what would make him warmer? A little extra body fat. What?
yes. This and this
I just
player
snorted so hard.
behavior. Why does she keep saying player? What is this? What year is this? Is this 98? Like why do you keep saying player, Shekinah? It's either fuck boy or I don't know. I don't know what else. It's fuck boy. That's what he is, a fuck boy. So it's just really interesting that she's like, it's player behavior. Well, I guess he is Metro, so player is, it tracks. All right. So then she's like really trying to go hard for it, and he's like, this has to be enough. Give me baby steps. And he's like, you guys, I have given up so much. Ooh, sure. And she needs to understand that this life is very hard for me. I have changed completely. She must be patient with me because I have chosen her. She is at the end of a very long fucking line.
Like, okay, Shekinah is a pretty woman. Shekinah has a certain look that some women really want. Okay? That's true. I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum. But what I'm saying is, Shekinah definitely is his dream girl for a reason. And by the way, not just his dream girl. Shekinah could walk into a bar, especially in Turkey, and I don't mean just that, anywhere. Shekinah can walk into a bar and get a certain type of man to look at her at any place. Now, I'm not saying she's everyone's cup of tea, but she, look at her. She, how do I say this? Has she had a little plastic surgery? Uh-huh. But men are dumb and like aesthetically shapes of things and don't sometimes care exactly how they all come together in the way that women, I think, defined. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. She's not uglier than him at all. That's what I want to say. She's
Mhm.
not less attractive than him at all. they are the exact same level
Mhm.
of artifice, of like the kind of people that be into each other. She's not ugly. In if you think, you know, he's in the sense, I also don't think that he's the hottest, right? Like, you know, so they're the same level. So what I want is for him to understand that they should go into a bar and men would stare at her, and for him
Mhm.
to have a moment of humility and be like, oh shit, also she could have someone else, by the way, someone probably with a nicer bed than you, with a
Mhm.
clean, gorgeous, maybe like fancy bed. Like, he's not rich.
Mhm.
Nothing as he showed us that he's a rich man. And Shekinah could be with a rich man. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not saying that she would be like as maybe attracted to him, but
Mhm.
Shekinah has choices because
Mhm.
Shekinah looks a certain way and men like that look
Mhm.
sometimes.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Her ex is rich. Sophie's
Right.
father is a rich man.
She
She is
has
able
options.
she has
She
yeah. She is able to do what she does, I believe, because she probably gets some kind of money for him from him just for being the baby mama. And she has a skill in Los Angeles that will always keep her gaining money. So like, yeah, she absolutely has options. And for her to like want to submit to someone like him, and then one little thing she asks is like, we need to have a social media presence so that all these biddies know that you are taken and you were taken by me. And he's like, but I get so much pussy. And you don't understand how hard this is for me. And she's like, well, I will go.
look, like if a story is done in 24 hours, so I'm just like, what, done in 24 hours? That's all I mean to you? I mean,
That's
you know,
crazy.
like
Yeah, that was a
I
crazy thing to say.
I actually, can I be honest, if she's subtly getting her way every time. Now, what I need her to do, I need the next scene to be her going into a bed shop and being able to buy a very expensive, comfortable bed.
Mhm. I agree.
I don't think that he's rich enough to make her happy.
I think that he possesses the qualities that could. I think that she would not get those amazing finer things that she probably would get with other people, but she can afford them herself. Yeah. And I think that's the benefit of her having her own money.
Okay.
Yeah, is that she doesn't actually need. It's like any like celebrity woman with a younger man. It's like at the end of the day, you get on my nerves, just go cuz I don't need you. Anywho, so let's move on to TJ and Kimberly.
Now, they started their segment with a mime. Honey, there was a mime. We saw it. It was a weird mime. Suddenly it was a mime on screen, honey, that obviously signed a release because the person was miming. I mean, it was mime. It was up this. There's a box here, 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 here. I mean, and I was like, is this a mime or is this like a PA that was like, this is my chance? Because I feel like the space work wasn't the best.
Oh,
But yeah,
wait, are
I
you
don't
saying
know.
this because you've taken clown classes and not that they're the same, but they all have they're both done in
No,
silence? Okay.
no.
Um,
I said it because I took groundlings classes and they refer to space work as space work, which is, you know, putting work into creating the atmosphere. So specifically improv groundlings taught me that word.
okay. So TJ starts with yesterday, Kimberly gave me a rude attitude. And that's the last thing that broke me. And so it's true. It's true. Her family got there and she acted up. Okay. And so he in the middle of the night texts her and is like, this is not working. I love you so much, but bye. And so she cries and is upset and calls him and then basically tells him, I just didn't think you would ever break up with me. So maybe that's why I do the things. And it's like literally the same thing, Handy and Brittany. Like it's literally the same thing. These people who just, I mean, are just so lucky in life to find someone. And then they find that person and they just have this like, this comfortableness that they can just fucking talk shit about their family, to a culture that family is like really really fucking important, and then think that that person is not going to walk away. And she's like, I know I'm hard to deal with, I know I'm a crazy and I'm a bitch, I'm also clairvoyant, and so that's why I know those things about me because my spirit guide told me, but I don't want to give up on you, TJ. I can't see my life without you, TJ. Blah, blah, blah. And the truth is that, yeah, TJ's probably the fucking hottest guy she's ever going to get. Because she'd be with somebody like Paul in the United States. Like,
Christian.
yeah, she'd be with somebody who just doesn't look as hot, nor probably has as much smarts or potential as TJ. TJ built a fucking apartment above his parents' home for her.
TJ
And
is, yeah.
yeah.
I know. He's
So,
hot as hell. I agree. I
yeah.
agree. Yeah. I just feel like I can't believe that she gets her way.
I mean, she cries and she begs him to not give up on her. And so he accepts it because he's like, whatever. She's like, I can do this. I promise, TJ, I can do this. Like, I cannot be a bitch. I can be a nice person and I can get along with your family. I can do this. And it's like, girl, why didn't you think of that to begin with? Like, what did you really think? That you were just going to come take this man away from his family?
Be a bitch. Be a bitch. Don't care about his mother's choices. Not care about being nice, like in front of the dad, and being respectful, like being outwardly cold to the brother. I mean, yeah, she just thought that her shit did not stink. She thought that she was a queen bee almost. Like it was so. I'll never get that. But I think I came from a culture. So I tell you, like,
Yeah.
there's never
Yeah.
a chance in hell that I'll ever walk into like someone's family home and not immediately feel like I like need to show such deference as if I don't know. That makes no sense to me.
How can I help? The fact that she's insisting on doing garlic and like that she can't live without it. Like, girl, you're wild and crazy if you can't live without garlic with the most delicious Indian food ever had. I don't understand. Like, it's just like crazy to me. And so, yeah, I just, yeah, I don't know. She's like, I don't know. Someone says, you got me and I got you. And I was like, I got you, babe. Like, that's what it made me think of.
So yeah. Basically, I started this saying this episode is like nothing really happens that was exciting for this episode except for this moment, which happens which is they somehow make up, right? They somehow make up, and I'm mad, right? Because I'm like, how this bitch get her way? He's so hot, and he doesn't deserve her, and she's so crazy, and like this is not even over. This is like over a phone call, not even a FaceTime, and they've been fighting all night, like, and I was just like, you must have had your family like listening to this, being like, yes, get it, go. I'm like, are they listening now? Are there people being like, no, 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 being behind, like, don't do it, because they all live in a home. Like, they got to be listening. That mom and like Yeesh are at the door with like a glass of like, water, like, like the cup is inverted, like they're trying to listen, like, come on, this is like a big deal. And whether they like, also, this is true. We're going to have to like go ahead and cancel a full blown Indian wedding like now. Like, so like what is happening? So basically, when he's like, okay, they make up and she apologizes and now says that she can chill, the episode ends, and then it cuts to the scenes for the next episode. And wow, did you see the scenes?
This wedding is like fucking they're fantastic. It's like fireworks and shit.
Immediately, the first thing that we see is Yesh smiling ear to ear, coming out of like a ceremony, smiling as if I'm gonna say like he's leading like a New Orleans jazz band, like like Mardi Gras. Like he couldn't be happier about the celebration. Like, follow me, everyone, to this joy. I'm like, how did we make this jump? This seems bananas that we went from like last night it's over to like next scene, pink everywhere, the most beautiful flowers, like the petals everywhere, just the most gorgeous colors, the fuchsia, just like the family happy. I mean, it's like, oh my God, it's happening. I just like, are we being sharked?
I don't think we are. I just think that I believe that he's able to put this aside and move forward because she's made so many promises that he really believes that she's going to be better. And so I think this is a beautiful celebration, and how could you not be happy? But Chris, like she says,
What?
I didn't want to end this over some stupid fights. And I said, oh, you don't realize what these fights were. You think that they were like little, like, oh, you didn't. No, you fucking came into his home that he made and you were like, this shit is not good enough. And not only is it not good enough, I can't eat garlic. Your brother's a dick. And I don't want to have to help your mom do shit.
Yeah. And your dumb parents should be okay with my like, slutty knees everywhere.
It's so funny that she doesn't realize that Yesh and TJ are going to have to take care of his parents until they go. There's no retirement plan for them, right? when the father can't go to work anymore, Yesh, his wife is going to move there when Yesh gets married. TJ and his wife live there because they have to take care of that house and those parents. And it's like it's his too, because he's like, oh, I don't want to tell Kimberly things right now because I will tell her eventually. It's like, no, tell her now.
Maybe he's low key like, nah, she thinks that she got me. Maybe there's like some sort of psychological trick. Like she thinks that, she almost lost me, but I'm gonna really get her. And I mean, like, then it's like what? Then you can like have this like snotty bitch want to try not take care of your family well and cook garlic everywhere. This one's
Yeah.
garlic filled, smelly house, honey. Dirt everywhere, like knees out. I mean, I don't know. No one wants that life. Not in
Yeah.
India.
Yeah. I can't imagine her cleaning anything.
Not never.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah, it is because it was a little bit of a short episode, but we love you guys so much. If you haven't
Mhm.
yet, consider following us on social medias. We are at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties on X. But however, we will not be paying anything. If for any reason we have to pay something, we'll just delete that one. And we're on Facebook, the DocuSweeties podcast group. Hi,
All
wah.
right. But if you have a little extra money in your bank account each month and you would like to support your girls, you can become a patron at patreon.com/docusweeties. It's $10 a month. You get the visuals of what you're listening to first. You get it before anyone else. And then you also get a live every first Monday of the month, which is coming up on Monday. So if you want to, you can join us at patreon.com/docusweeties. All right, you guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.